There's a funny thing about comfort zones. They don't feel comfortable. Sometimes they feel like routine. Sometimes they feel like safety. And sometimes they feel like slow suffocation you don't notice until it's too late. I didn't realize I was trapped in mine until it had already drained me. After high school, I did everything right. Studied project management, listened to my teachers, got hands-on experience, took an apprenticeship in carpentry, worked during the week, studied on weekends, juggled university at the same time. From the outside, it looked like discipline. From the inside, it felt like disappearing. For 3.5 years, I pushed through, told myself this was what being a grown adult looked like. Told myself I should be grateful. The pay was good, the work was steady, my parents were proud. But gratitude means nothing when your soul is starving. I didn't notice I was fading until it became impossible to ignore. There was this stretch, 6 months, where every day felt like I wasn't living my life, just performing inside it. Work didn't feel hard anymore, but it didn't feel like me either. I'd go out with friends, smile, laugh, then show up to work the next morning feeling hollow. That's the thing about comfort zones. They don't trap you with fear. They trap you with familiarity. I kept telling myself, just finish the apprenticeship, just 6 more months, don't let your family down. But every morning my chest felt heavier, and every night I felt less like myself. The breaking point wasn't dramatic. It wasn't some big explosion, it was a skirting board. I made a mistake at work, a small one, but the kind that mattered in carpentry. My boss yelled, and for the first time ever, something inside me cracked. Not because he was yelling, not because I messed up, but because for the first time I realized I'm not alive in here, I'm just functioning. I left the job site, sat in a parking lot, and cried. Not a quiet cry, the kind where your chest shakes and you feel like your whole life is collapsing from the inside out. I just kept thinking, how did I become so miserable when I did everything right? I didn't tell my parents. I hid it for weeks. Tried to push through, tried to pretend everything was fine. But when the same thing happened again, another mistake, another yell, this time I didn't swallow it. I snapped. I said, I can't do this anymore. Dropped my tools, walked out, no plan, no certainty, just a gut feeling that staying would kill me slowly. I went home, wrote a formal resignation, and left the life I spent years building. And the weirdest part, the moment I quit, I felt relief. Not fear, not regret, relief. Most people think the scary part of leaving your comfort zone is the unknown, but the real fear is realizing how long you've been betraying yourself. Telling my parents was another mountain. I expected disappointment, I expected lectures, I expected the "why would you leave when you were so close" conversation. But they said something I didn't expect. We just want you to be happy. There was disappointment in their eyes, sure. But there was also understanding, love, support. 6 months later, I was working in the field I actually cared about. The thing I wanted since high school. Something that felt like me. And that's when I realized something. Your comfort zone isn't comfortable. It's just familiar enough to keep you scared. Scared of starting over. Scared of disappointing people. scared of uncertainty, scared of yourself. But nothing changes until you choose yourself. Not the version of you that pleases your parents, not the version of you that looks good on paper, not the version of you that's too scared to restart. The real you, the one you hear in quiet moments, the one you silence because it doesn't fit the plan. If you're listening to this right now and you feel stuck in something you've outgrown, a job, a relationship, a routine, a version of you that doesn't fit anymore, do this. Take 2 weeks, step back, create space, sit with yourself properly, and ask the hard question. Do I actually need this life? Or am I just scared to leave it? Because there's a huge difference between wanting something and needing it. And sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do is admit that you've been surviving inside a life that was never meant for you. You deserve a life that feels like yours. And sometimes to get there, you have to walk away from the one you've been forcing yourself to live. Your comfort zone isn't a home. It's a holding cell. And the moment you step out of it, life finally begins.